Yeah, haven't really thought too much of it about who's in the clubhouse, who's not, young guys, things like that. Once you kind of get out here, you kind of get a feel for who's going to be in camp, what guys were invited into camp, the guys you're not really sure of, that are on the bubble, things like that. So I'm excited to get in today and get to know some of the new guys that we have gotten from minor league deals to major league deals. So excited to be around the young guys as well. Aidan Miller, Justin Crawford, Painter obviously, hopefully be a huge addition to us this year. We need him to be, and go from there.
Did you read the Castellanos letter the other day, and what did you make of it?
I didn't read it. Got a gist of kind of what it said. Obviously, Cassie's done great things for this organization in big postseason moments, and been a great guy for us to be around, and just didn't work out. Obviously, he's in San Diego now. We wish him the best of luck, and just go from there.
When you got home after last season and you kind of let the Dodger series kind of wash over you, I mean, what was your impression of the season that you had, and kind of how did you process the year that you had personally?
Yeah, I mean, obviously not the best year of my career, but still thought it was pretty good after missing 6 weeks or whatever it was. So definitely not the year that I wanted to have. Definitely not the year that the team wanted to have. Getting beat by the Dodgers obviously wasn't something we thought was really going to happen. It's a great team, and they were able to do that, and then to go on to win the World Series. So thought we were going to have a better chance of getting out of that first round and getting deeper in the playoffs, and just didn't happen. And obviously, goal coming into spring training like every year is to make it back and get into the postseason and make a deep run into the postseason, and just got to play our game and understand we're a good team. Just got to go do our thing.
I know you talked once since Dave made those comments in October, and then you wore that Not Elite T-shirt taking BP one day. How much of a motivator is that to you, or has that been to you this off season?
Not really. I mean, I don't get motivated by that kind of stuff. I for me it was kind of wild, the whole situation of that happening. I think the big thing for me was when we first met with this organization, it was, hey, we're always going to keep things in-house, and we expect you to do the same thing. And so, when that didn't happen, kind of took me for a run a little bit. So, I don't know. It's part of it, I guess. It's kind of a wild situation. That even happening. Obviously, I didn't have the year that I wanted. Obviously, I didn't have the postseason I wanted. My numbers weren't where they needed to be. I know that, and I don't need to be motivated to be great, in my career or anything else. So that's just not a motivating factor for me. For Dave to come out and say those things, it's kind of wild to me still.
Why did you wear the T-shirt then?
For the motivation?
Or what the Not Elite T-shirt during BP that you posted on TikTok, was there any message behind that, or was that just what was it?
No, I mean, they made the shirts for me, and I wore them. So I mean, if they're gonna make them, I'm gonna wear them.
Did you have a chance to talk to Dave about what he meant by what he was saying, or why he did say it?
I just think that the conclusion is, obviously we keep things in house, and that's just how it, how it's always been. And in that moment, it just didn't happen, and I think my locker is always open for them to come and talk to me, and vice versa. So, it is what it is right now.
How much of not having the season that you wanted to have do you chalk up to physical, like the wrist and whatnot earlier in the year, and how much do you look at things like you swung at some more pitches out of the zone than you normally do last year, things that might be fixable?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things that, chasing pitches or chasing stuff out of the zone, not swinging at the, missing pitches over the plate. I talk to you guys about it all the time. I take all those things, and obviously you try to work on those things and understand what you need to do in the off season and, in spring training and things like that. So hopefully see, a couple more pitches in the zone this year. I'm not really sure if that's going to happen, but, hopefully it does, and, I can be better.
We saw I think an Instagram post from you or somebody related to you with the blood work or the blood therapy. How many things are you trying to stay at that elite level as you get older?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's just for baseball, but it's just longevity of life. Obviously, I'm into wellness. I'm into holistic things, and yeah, it helps.
How would you describe your mindset and the team mindset going into this season, coming up short after the season ending the way it did again against the Dodgers? What gives you guys confidence? I know you kind of talked about it in the first answer. But.
Yeah, no, I mean, as a team, we just got to go out there and play our game, understanding who we are as an organization, and just try to be better than we were last year.
What did you change about your offseason, if anything, and why?
What do you mean?
Your routine or what you did to prepare? Did you change anything this offseason?
Not really. No, I mean, got a new trainer, so that helps. But, I mean, yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, I hit, I ran, worked out. My off seasons are pretty similar to what I do, each off season. So just trying to make sure my body is where it needs to be, and I felt good coming into camp this year. Obviously, wrist stuff last year. Wrist feels great. Haven't had any pain since Pittsburgh. I think it was Pittsburgh I went on the DL. Did I go to DL in Pittsburgh? Yeah, so after I came back, I haven't had any wrist pain since. So that's great. Really happy about that. But yeah, I mean, just pretty much all the same stuff, getting in and making sure, I'm ready to go.
I know spring training is not always your favorite thing. So how excited are you, and how much maybe can it get the juices flowing to go play for the United States and WBC?
Yeah, I can't wait. Representing your country, there's nothing better. Nothing better. I mean, the feeling of putting USA on your chest and playing for something so much bigger than yourself, representing your whole country going in. There's nothing greater. So, and having Aaron Judge hit behind me is going to be a lot of fun as well. So, that's going to be really cool. I mean, I'm really excited to play with him and play with a lot of guys on there. Bregman, Bobby Witt, rubbing shoulders with Skeens and Scooble, of course. Just a couple guys. I mean, just really excited to be part of that.
You always talk about, like, when you were younger playing in those USA teams, like, not that you need to be reinvigorated, but do you think this experience could help you get even more excited maybe for this season?
I feel like I'm pretty excited to play. I mean, my face might not look a lot of times, but I'm excited to be out there. Obviously, I love playing this game. I love being part of the culture and the group of Philly baseball and things like that. I don't want that to ever not be the notion. Obviously, I don't smile all the time or I don't laugh all the time, but I enjoy playing this game. And so I think this is just something that is going to be really exciting. I think being able to take a step back and act like you are 16, 17, 18 years old again, playing with your buddies. It's funny because a lot of the guys that I played with are playing for Dominican and Puerto Rico and all these guys, So, but no, I'm really excited again. I'm excited to play with a couple of certain individuals on that team, and really looking forward to it.
Rob Thompson has hinted he may adjust the top of the lineup again. Is there a preference for you? Does it matter, do you think, top three, where you guys hit?
I mean, we switch it so much that I'm not really sure, lefty and righty, so I don't know. I mean, when we get to that point and we have that conversation, you guys will know.
But you've always said that it doesn't really matter who's hitting behind you. You're still not going to get, you can maybe have Aaron Judge hit behind you. You might still not see anything in the strike zone. Does that matter to you, who's hitting behind you, or how much of an impact do you think it makes?
I think it's a huge impact in the four spot. I mean, I think anybody, it doesn't matter if it's me or Schwarber, because if Schwarber is sitting there, the same thing's going to kind of happen, right? So I think the four spot's a huge impact. I think the numbers in the four spot weren't very good last year either for our whole team. So, I think who's ever in that four spot's going to have a big job to do, depending on who's in three or who's in two. So.
Did you request to have Aidan's locker right next to you, and how excited are you to kind of mentor him?
I did not.
You did not?
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's a great kid. He understands what he has to do. Obviously, everybody in this organization is super excited about it. Yeah, I mean, I talked to him last year a lot, talked to him this year a little bit already, and he's a bright future of this organization, and I think just kind of get to know him a little bit more. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
With Kyle and JT re-signing, were you able to chat with them at all, throughout that process of them deciding if they are figuring out if they were going to come back or not, and what did that look like, and what did it feel like when they did finally re-sign the Phillies?
I thought Kyle was going to go to Cincinnati, to tell you the truth. I thought it was a done deal going to Cincinnati, just because being at home and things like that. Obviously, I didn't know. But we kind of messed with him the whole time about him going back home and playing in front of his fan base and all that kind of stuff. I didn't really talk to him too much. I don't like getting into those situations. They're going to do what's best for their family and what's best for their career. Same thing with JT. I think he was going to do what's best for his family and best for his career. So obviously excited to have those guys back. Been with them for a long time, so excited to have Schwarber back. I mean, one of the best in baseball right now, hitting homers and such a vibes guy for us and such a team leader for us. So and then JT, you can't say enough about him behind the plate. Kind of the way he does it with our pitchers and understands pitch calling and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he's one of the best in baseball at it, so it's good to have him back.
What do you think García could add if he has a bounce back season this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's a dynamic player, obviously. Gold Glove caliber player in the outfield. Very big bounce back candidate for us, and hopefully it works out. I think he's going to have a lot more fun hitting in Philly than he did in a big Texas stadium. But also, you're not really sure until it happens.
What do you think of the landscape of baseball this offseason? A lot of people talking about what the Dodgers did again, and where do you think this Phillies club matches up with those top teams in baseball?
Yeah, no, I mean, I love what the Dodgers do, obviously. I mean, they pay the money, they spend the money. I mean, they're a great team. They understand how to they run their team like a business, and they run it the right way. They understand where they need to put their money into, but also people don't look at this either. Their draft and their development is unbelievable. Like, they draft and they develop, and then they trade those guys for big-name guys, and they can spend the money. So I don't know. It bothers me when everybody talks about the Dodgers just spending money. No, they draft, they develop, they do it the right way. They understand what it takes to be the best team in baseball, and you've seen that the last 2 years. They have so much depth. I mean, I think it was Will Klein, the kid's name was, came in and threw 6 shutout innings. Like, I mean, he was sitting in Arizona 2 weeks before. Like, they have that type of dynamic on their club, and that's what when you think about drafting, developing, and things like that, that's why they win, and that's why they win a lot of games each year. So. I love what they do. I understand what they do. I understand the madness behind it. But again, like, each team in baseball has an opportunity to do the same thing. Maybe not at the upper echelon of money, but they can draft, they can develop, they can trade, and I don't know. I think a lot of teams can do that in baseball, and they should.
Where do you think this particular club here, this roster, how does it match up against the rest of the teams in baseball?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're expected to win the East. I feel like it's like that every single year. I'm not saying we're going to, but we're expected to do that. I want to. This team wants to. Obviously, the Mets got better. Getting Freddie Peralta and a couple other guys on that club. I mean, the Braves are going to be really good again this year. They're getting a lot of their guys back. They're going to be healthy. And so, I mean, obviously I feel like the East is a juggernaut. So just got to go in and play our game, understand we're a really good team, and go from there.
So just to clarify what you said about Dave Dombrowski, you guys have not spoken since his comments or since you last spoke about it with Matt?
Yeah, we talked.
Oh, you have? Okay,
yeah.
So you guys it's put to bed, that issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys are going to have a rookie in center field most likely. You mentioned Painter and probably having a rookie in the rotation. Been a few years since you've had some young guys come in and play big roles like that. What can that mean to a group that, has been together for some years now, and to have a couple of young players come in and be important parts of all this?
Yeah, new blood, man. It's good. I think being able to kind of have a group of guys that are fresh faces coming in is good for us, especially having Crawford coming in and hopefully being the guy that he was in the minor leagues, getting all the hits, running stuff down, and then obviously Painter had a tough year in AAA coming back from Tommy John. That first year coming back from Tommy John's really tough. So I'm hoping he bounces back this year, and we need him to. We have no idea what Wills is going to look like. We have no idea what Wills is going to be like. We all hope that obviously Wills comes back and is Zach Wheeler, because there's nobody better in baseball when he's going good. But we have no idea. So, when you lose a guy like Ranger, that's a really tough thing. So you're expected to fill the shoes of 2 guys that are really, really good. So I hope he can do it. And we definitely need him to do it. We have the confidence in his ability to do it, and I hope he has confidence in himself to get out there every day and do his job.
Thanks, Bryce. Thanks, guys. Got to get back.
Cool.